Hello and welcome to this video about pedagogy for transformation and evolution. My name is Harriet Fagerholm. I come from Helsinki, Finland, and I am a co-creative guide, healer, and also a teacher in professional education.
Hello, my name is Victoria Subirana. I'm Spanish, but I have been 30 years living in Nepal, establishing schools for the so-called Dalits, the outcast or the marginalized children and their communities.
Victoria has developed her pedagogy for transformation during many years, and we want to share this wisdom and invite you all to participate in our work for spreading a new kind of education in the future. This video is called The Origin of Your Problems. And I know that Victoria has developed several practices for addressing this, how we can work with our problems. So what are the ways you have been using in pedagogy for transformation?
Well, I understood after so many years of practice that it's a very powerful tool to give the children the opportunity to be aware of their problems, but also if you could address them to the origin of their problems, they will exactly know where to put the remedy, where to put the solution. Then after some years of research, I came across a very important text from the Bhagavad Gita interpreted by Mahatma Gandhi. And that text had a very powerful message. According to the yogis of the ancient Indian Hindu culture, the body could be similar to a city, a big city that had a wall, surrounding the medieval city, a city with 9 gates. So the yogis created a similarity among the so-called city of the 9 gates and the body of a person. There it comes, the happiness and protection of the city. And the yogi goes like, the person who wants to live peacefully and happily in his body used to be and has to be like the city who will protect anything that comes in and out, from the 9 doors of that city. So in every door, there will be a soldier, a watchman, looking carefully what is going out from the city, what is coming into the city. Similarly, the person who is able to identify the doors of the city, which is the body of everyone, a gift, which is a body, identify the 9 gates from which the problems from outside can come inside, and the problems from the inside can go outside. That person will find immense peace and satisfaction and will be able to regard the body as a temple where he or she can live in peace. Now, this looks like a very high-thinking topic, but my specialization is to take the texts that were confined and addressed only to the highest scholars, the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayanas, the Upanishads, take that piece, that paragraph from such sacred text and give it motion up to the level that I can work with kindergarten students. So the children of 3-year-old, if you go and talk about this metaphor, you will see there, and I really encourage you to do this testing. Tell them about this story and tell them to identify and find the 9 cities of the 9 doors of the city, the 9 gates of the city, and to identify similarly the 9 gates of their bodies. And you will see how they will be there, observing their bodies and trying to come up with comparative studies. And there you have those children that will have access to what is only reserved and preserved to the university high-level scholars, comes down all the way in our 21st century to the level of kindergarten students, because they are opened up to get the wisdom that relates the knowledge with the real life. And that is when the child starts thinking about what is similar among a body or a city that has doors, means the 9 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The excretory organs means we have one behind and we have one in front. So if we are not aware of our senses, we do not discover the relation amongst our senses and the prevention of the problems. So the gates from the eyes. The person who will not control the eyes perhaps has problems that are coming and going often from the same source, and never came to know that the person who will go to a supermarket and will buy everything, at the sight of his eyes, regardless of if he has money or not. Whatever I see, I buy. The impulse of buying, because I saw in the television, because the actor is wearing the same kind of shoes, because my neighbor has that car, and I buy whatever I have from my eyes, and I don't have control over that my expenses, because my eye is working faster and more energetic than my capacity of analyzing. I will have a problem. If I speak a secret, if Harriet comes and tells me something which is secret, please don't tell it. And I go quickly and I tell this secret to another. My watchman is not in my mouth. My mouth is the source of my problems. So what I have to do, I know that this is a pattern, it's not 1 day, 2 days, it's because something is wrong with my mouth, which is very difficult to control. If you listen to conversations that you are not supposed to, you listen to them, and then you get into trouble. Many people have tendencies to do that. If you consume cocaine, that comes from your nose. If you have unsafe sexual relations, that comes from another part. If you are not taking proper care of your diet and you have constipation, that is the gates of your body should be well taken care of, and you have to open and close the doors accordingly. So if you teach a child the tool of having an examination of what is my weakness, what of those 9 doors appeals to me, and you give tools, as we do, they come up with silver sentences to come up with the watchmen. So sometimes when someone is quitting smoking and will smell the smoke, for example, will smell someone, having tobacco and gets the desire. So maybe that person has to go through practices in the solving conflicts workshop. And then finally, he has to come up with a physical, what we say, silver sentence. The silver sentence could be this or this, bandit. Tobacco, bandit. Tobacco, bandit. Or, I don't know, this or whatever. A physical expression that will alert that the integrity is compromised. So I would like to ask Harriet, in your practices, because you have been practicing since many years, the problems originated from others that have not been given the chance to be aware of their weaknesses and come up with a solution for them. So how would you refer to this kind of the origin of the problems?
The origin of your problems. This is a fascinating way of looking at your body and those gates. For me came up the question of being able to create healthy boundaries. I see a lot of people who have a difficulty, and I myself also have had a difficulty of creating my clear boundaries to other people. So what is the right of other people to come into my sphere, and how do other people respect my integrity, like you said? So and also for children, many parents have been very kind of overprotecting or over kind of indulging in their children, coming constantly over the boundaries, not teaching the children the right to say a clear no and a clear yes. And I think this is, for example, in the education of our sexuality at the moment. It's so important for children to learn that nobody, not a single adult, should be allowed to touch their bodies in the wrong way. And it took a long time for me, because I was raised to be the nice girl. And we have had the Me Too campaign. I think this is related to this, that there is not the respect for the body, the temple of the body, that I am the one choosing who I invite and to what kind of intimacy.
So important.
Very important. And when you have been violated in these boundaries, you lack the ability to say no because you want to please. And so many young girls, for example, they unconsciously look for the love and acceptance, what they have never got. So they take it from these men who are only there to abuse them, even do evil things to them, not caring about them at all.
Exactly.
This is a huge topic which we are now starting to really see with the Me Too campaign, showing that both men and women are insecure about the boundaries, and especially how do we protect our children from abuse and wrong use. And think about also what you say with the eyes, how much crap we are given from the media, from everything around us. How can we protect ourselves from not taking in, because many sensitive people, their systems become, they react overly to all this kind of negative influences. So we should protect our minds really from taking in unhealthy issues from the environment. Very powerful.
Yeah, your exposition and synthesis is so clear. It's like, the sun, coming into the darkness and clarifying all this. It's sacred. Then when the children come across all this, there are group activities. For example, they will take one of the sentences and they will, for example, let's think that the one starting from the eyes, that there is that habit of shopping everything and all. So from that sentences, they will group up and they will write on a sketch, and they will put on a show, and they will represent their problem. So when you are able to act out, and represent your problem, let's say, the unaccepted, pregnancy or the abuse, the very serious bullying, abuse, then some children are being abused or are being bullied in the school, the bullying. And you are eyewitness and you are not doing anything to avoid that, then the children will be addressed to write down a script and to demonstrate how they should stand for the justice when there is something related to bullying. And they will act out in a group the problems that are addressed or are common to many youth age-wise or to problems from the society. That is one of the ways to solve this. So every child will be acting according to the different, senses, problems produced by different senses from the body. But there is also, that is a group activity, which is very important, but there is also a very important session, that is the one, the individual one, that the person who is getting into this problem has to accept and has to pursue, going every day to the solving conflicts workshop. So there will meet the expert that will give him or her the different tools. For example, there is a very beautiful tool, which is the thermometer of the negative habits and emotions. Let's think that you got that habit, the habit of, smoking. And nowadays it's terrifying to see how young people in secondary school, they are taking up smoking, like drinking water, and it's a very harmful negative habit. So if we want to quit that, you need the assistance of a specialist who will supply the lack of whatever emotion you are lacking, maybe self-esteem, maybe self-love, maybe lack of self-confidence, maybe whatever. So there is a progressive dropping out to these negative habits. And there is a box. Let's think that there is a box that can be opened up, with balls inside, with big round, balls inside. And the balls will be of two colors. And one color is lighter and it has a happy face. The other ball will be of like a dark color and angry face. Then if you see the box, that this is the cover of the box, in the box there will be something like this, a stand there, a string there, and those little pebbles, those balls will be inserted, in the box, Then every day the student will go and will be assessed by himself in regards to his achievement of quitting smoking. So the teacher will say, so we have been talking about solutions for you to quit smoke. Did you apply them to your daily life? Oh, yes, I did. But yesterday, how many times did you achieve the objective of giving up smoking? How many times you were more stronger than the cigarette? How many times you were there and you stood to say, no, I'm not going to smoke? How many times? So if the child is satisfied, we'll assess the day and we'll take one of the balls and we'll insert one of the balls in the box with a smiling face or with an angry face, like this every day, 30 days. So when the positive inputs, when the positive assessment will be higher than the negative assessment, means the boy, the girl is gaining control over the action of non-smoking, and he is working 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, as long as he needs until the achievement is completed. So these kind of tools are very important for the children in the schools to work on how they want to become, who they want to become, and given the opportunity to take their time with respect and love and self-acceptance. So
that is so beautiful, Victoria. And think of the joy when you have accomplished that kind of goal, that you notice that you have the power and ability to change a bad habit before it has really taken over you into severe addiction. And if we look at in the Western world today, we are having so many people suffering from addiction.
Yes.
And many of them have tried a lot of methods to get rid of that habit. But once a bad habit has really, become a deep pattern in your in your being, it takes much more effort. So the children would really be getting such a valuable tool to become aware of that I am now about to start creating bad habits, but with the help and support of the right teaching, they can, create the power to break that habit.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us, and
thank you.
good luck in breaking bad habits.
Yeah, all of you.
Yeah, all of you. It is possible.